Hi all, it's Kylie from Kylie's Card Craft. Thanks for joining me again today. Do you like Happy Mail? Or more to the point, do you like sending Happy Mail? It's wonderful to put together a little collection of bits and pieces to send off to someone. But what do we put it in? I've come up with an idea that works for Happy Mail or to go in your journals to add bits and pieces when you're giving a journal. So the one that I've pre-done fits into this size envelope. So that's not quite 6.5 inches by 9 inches. I think it's called a C5 plain face envelope. Okay, so I made it for that to fit in, and I'll show you what we're going to do. Pull this one out. So here we've got our little stash, I suppose would be the best thing. So we've got pocket at the front. I got a pocket in here. Oh, and I forgot, because I've got a pocket at the top as well. Up there. I forgot to put something in that one. We turn it over, choosing all my favourite things. Book pages and envelopes. What more could I ask for? The whole thing's just using book pages and envelopes. So we've got a couple of envelopes. We undo our envelope and it is full of bits and bobs. We've got, shake that out, no, we're empty. We've got little bits, bingo cards, tags, Monopoly money, all those wonderful little bits and pieces that will go into your albums. You can always put more pockets here. If you're sending it, or even putting it in your albums, you just want to watch that it doesn't get too thick. So we've got a larger envelope over here. Again, this guy is full as a goog as well. We've got bus tickets and bits and all those sorts of things that are nice just to pop in other albums. Is that empty? No, it's not empty. Look at that. They still keep coming. So that's that one. That's that one. And then without forgetting the back, on the back we've got another side pocket full of more bits and bobs. It is so easy to do. We're using up our book paper, we're using up our envelopes, and we've got a lovely little flat thing because they're all spaced out, all our bits that we're popping in there to go into an envelope to send out. Or this one that we're going to do right now, I'm doing a smaller size because I also imagine it, and I'll pick up one of our altered books that we're working on. I would also imagine it going into a page with a belly band where it can slide in. Now, probably at the start of your journal or at the end of your journal, towards the end pages, where you've got all those extra little bits and pieces to pop into a journal as you're going through. What we're going to need. Right, so you will need, I'll start here. You need a book that's come out of a sewn signature so that it's got this seam down it, or something larger like our big coffee table books that you can fold and get to the size that you want. You won't see any of this page. This page will be completely covered, but it is our base, okay? So I'm going to cut this down to the size that I wanted. I started to cut it down. I thought, no, I want to show you what we're going to do. So this is our base page. It's just an old book, and I want this one to now measure for our altered book journal. I want it to measure 7 inches long and 4.5 inches wide. So I'm going off my centre seam. It's not a seam, centre fold, 4.5 inches. Now, I know from using this book for other bits and pieces, it is not straight. A lot of the older books are not straight. Don't go by your writing, don't go by anything. Go by your centre fold if you're using it folded. So I can use those for other bits and pieces. So that's that bit. And I want this whole thing to be 7 inches. But now that I've got this section, I'm just going to trim that down there, and I'm going to mark this because my trimmer doesn't go to 7. I'm going to mark up here from there 7 inches, just about there, okay? And then I'll just trim that off the top. You can trim it all off the bottom if you want. I tend to just, it's just a habit of mine, I go top and bottom. So that's my finished size for this one. As you can see, it's a lot smaller, but it also means it'll be quicker to show you what I'm doing, and it will fit into our journal that we're working on with the altered journals. So apart from our book page that is either, as I said, you could have a large book page that you've folded to give you this fold here. It's up to you. We need that. We need something to go into the centre. So this is where I like my music sheets. I use them all the time. I've already got that fold in there. How about I turn the music up the right way? Because that will cover the entire piece in here. That fold will sit on that fold, and I will cover that there. I'm going to chop off this top section so that I don't just have plain, because this one is quite small. So I'm going to go out on there. So just get these ones ready. Just going to sit that there. Again, I don't reckon it'll fit in my trimmer, so we'll just use my standard blade, which is here. And I'm just going to trim it to the top of where the music goes, so that I can start dead smack on music. Okay, so that when I open that now, I will have music lined up in here like that. So we need our music sheet or something to have as something on the inside. We need our base, we need our music sheet. Then we want some pretty pictures to cover. They can be digitals, they can be whatever. I'm using a flower book. So I've sorted out my bits and bobs. We want 2 envelopes. I've got a standard white one, but it's a tall, skinny one. I've got something for the back, and I've got something for the front to cover that. My other envelope I thought I'd play around with, and I've just got a little coin envelope that's going to go sideways, but I need to make it smaller, so we're going to do that. Again, I've got a front and a back. This is for my back page to make my fold in there, and I need 3 little pictures to make my front page. Okay, that's what we're going to need. That's it. So this one first, we're going to glue the entire of one side of my back side first, because what I'm going to do is then add this one straight down that seam like so, and then I can trim around. Okay, so I'm just going to use my glue stick for that. Grab a bit more of that book. Love these big books, you should know that. I've actually been this morning to a book fair. Drove about an hour up the road and went to a book fair. I've been trying to get there for ages. They have them just about every month, and this one was up in Ballarat. I had nothing else on this weekend, so I toddled on up, told everybody I'd be up. I'd take an hour to get up there. I'd be an hour at the book fair, and then it's an hour to come home, and I should be home by 12. I got home at 3:30. There was op shops up there. There was garage sales up there. Right. So again, we're just going to pop that straight down there. Before I push the whole thing down though, I need to make sure that that is right in that seam. So just give him a really good push. Get rid of all your air bubbles. Okay. And now we can glue this one as well. I'm just going to sit him there and hope that he fits in there. Back with the glue. And you can see the glue is really gluey because it's a hot day here again. Right. It's very gluey. Blech. At least you can see where the glue's going on, can't we? All right. This is just the Yoo-hoo in the blue, but it's quite in summer. Make sure I've got a good section up there and all around my edges. Pull that one away before it sticks on there too much. Fold this over, pull it nice and tight, and fold it back. And now we can do the same. So what this does, apart from, you know, if you don't want the book, it can be any book. So you're not having to worry about what book, whether it's appropriate or anything else. We're just looking for a book. But what it does is that it gives it a sturdier base when you start to shove everything in it. So that's getting nice and thick now. And we can just trim all this down. I'm going to go straight down there now. Scissors, trimmer, blade, back with my blade. So just in here. Set them to the side because we might pull them out again. You never know. If I want to pop in some extra pockets, I might want to make little music envelopes or something to sit in there. They would be nice. All right, straight across here. Like that. Right, so that's our inside. It's a little bit curly because the glue's wet. But it'll even itself out as we go. So for our front, we want our 3 pictures. I've got 3 all in varying degrees of white. Okay, so I just went through it for that. Now, I haven't quite worked out what it is that I actually want to do with these. I'm thinking maybe that one at the top. I really love this one. And I might trim out a little bit of that green so that it's not quite onto that. I don't need them all the way. I want staggered pockets. I don't need them to come all the way down. My first one I need to do, of course, is the top one so that the next one goes over and so on and so forth. But what I'm going to do is actually work out my sizes for these. I could probably trim a little bit more off the top of that one so that I get a little bit of green going in down the bottom. So let's just have a look. We'll just trim just a tad off there. Have a look at where that's sitting. Bring him down a bit. This is going to go on here. This will be trimmed down there. So if that's going to sit like that, that's still fairly even. And I cut off most of that writing just there. Gives me a little bit of green down the bottom here. Yep, I like that. So our next one, as I said, I want this. So yes, I'm going to cut off that green just to the top of my white. A little bit of green still showing. And that one will sit up about here. That one's going to go down to about there. I'm going to ink all of these so that you can see the difference between them. If you want, you can have brighter colours which give you your difference as you go. I'm just going to trim that right at the top of that flower. And I may even swap because I've got that there that I can do that. What is it? It's my prerogative. I can put this one at the top. This one in here. Now that I've done that, I'm actually thinking I like that better. It splits up this and this a bit, doesn't it? We might go that way. Let's have a look and see what I need to trim down. This one I want to take off down there, just so that that top pocket's not quite so big. Right. So this one we're just going to adhere straight on there. And I'm going to ink that edge. Now the book's a little bit shiny, but it's not too bad at all. And I just need to ink in there, which is going to be that pocket. And this one we can go straight down and around. We want that one. Nice and easy. Try and go as close to the edge as you can, so you're not losing too much of your pocket, especially when we're going this smaller size in this one. We still want to be able to fit our bits and bobs in there, but if our glue is too wobbly, you're not going to fit anything in. So we've not glued the top. I'm just going to go right to the edge, right to that seam in there, like so. Give him a push down there, down there, down there. I can trim all this little bit if we've got a little bit off later on. Right, so that's number one. Number two, we definitely want to ink our top edge first because it's too hard to ink once it's in there. We're going to go about there, aren't we? And then this one's going to sit. I might take you down a bit further. All right, so that's going to be there. That's a fairly good size. We can glue that one in. Again, nice and straight. I'm hoping, because I've done all my prep, we might actually get this finished. What do you reckon? We'll see. Right. Let's have a look. Where do we want to go? About there? I don't know. You can see I'm just doing all this by eye. I'm not overly concerned with where they're all going. I just want separate pockets. I'm just going to trim off whatever's left down the bottom. So if you want to have certain measurements for each and every one of them, feel free. You know, that is up to you. I want a little bit of green showing on that. That one's fine. So I can go with this one. What I'm going to do with this one, because this is my bottom one, I'm going to make a mark here. And I'm going to make a mark there. That's where my pocket's going to go. So what I'm going to do this time is glue this section. To save me trying to cut that dead on while I'm working on it, I can glue this. It'll do the same job. It'll have it all still nicely glued down. And then I can trim up on the other side. All right. Make sure we get right down to the bottom. Okay. Now, this one, got my little pencil lines, and I'll pop them on the pencil lines, making sure that I've covered those pencil lines. That saves me having to rub them out. Turn that over, give it a good push. Now I can trim this one up. Technically, I would normally wait for that glue to dry before I trim it up, but, you know, for the purpose of, I don't know, tutorials, I never do. And you should know me by now, everything's done in one take, so as much as I can. All right, pop those ones in the bin. They can go around that. There's our front page. Now you can always tizzy it up a little bit more. It's up to you. You can pop labels on there. You can pop all these other things. But remember, it's going to be full of bits and bobs. This is such an easy way to do a happy mail. Right, so there's our front page. We're going to come back to these. We're going to do our back page. Now, my pieces for my back page were these. I looked at my purple pieces. I'll take those away, pop them back in. And I'm thinking this one will fit here. This one trimmed down will sit in there. So this is my one that I'm going to work on to start with. And at this stage, I'm just going to trim that right at the top of that. So he's going to be trimmed right there. And we want, I'm thinking that I want it just down there because we want to be able to see that colour. I'll take that there. And I'm taking it just past where the colour finishes. If I turn that way, can you see? So here's where my blade's going to come down. if I get my little ruler, you'll see. Here's where my blade's going to come down. So you can see I've just got a little bit of purple in there. But that's about right, because then it brings your purple right over to the edge. Doesn't matter if we've got more white on this side, because our pocket's going to come up to it, and that's going to slide in underneath. So this one's going to go in, and it's just going to be on there flat. So I can just glue this whole thing down, and then we can trim that bit off. Okay. Go back onto that. I've got so many glues sitting here. It's not funny. All right. And I think I've got 4 of these ones sitting here, all in varying stages. Oh, plus a new one sitting over there, ready for when all varying stages finally disappear. All right. Doesn't matter that I haven't inked any of this one, because I can ink it, it's all around the edges, and I don't need to ink this piece. Give it a good push, get the air bubbles out. Right, trimming off this piece. Oh, I know the other thing you'll need. A piece of washi tape. Works a treat for what we're going to do with our envelopes. So I just saw it sitting there. Right, so that's that one. Now what I'm going to do is ink those edges. You don't have to ink, remember. It's a me thing. It is a me thing. Right. So now we want our other piece of purple. And I'm going to bring it back to about here. Remember, if I ink it, it'll give it that outline anyway. I quite like this greenery. I really quite like this greenery sitting in. It's only going to go to there to there. I'm going to trim this bit down, if that fits in my... Yeah, it'll fit in my trimmer, so that's fine. I'll pull the trimmer back over. And again, I want to bring that... Oh, it doesn't quite. I'm just going to trim a bit of that, just so it'll fit. Right, here we go. Again, I'm just going to take that to the purple so I can see where that's going to come right to the purple there. Gives me that real purple edge. And I'm going to bring it up to about here. I quite like this greenery. So, if that's sitting on there like that, is this going to be straight? It's one of the only things we need to probably worry about, because this one will show. So that's about 1.5 inches away from... Oh, it's perfect. It is. Wow, man. Right, but this time we will need to ink this because it's too hard to get into there later on. How are we going for time? Has anybody looked? Am I waffling too much? Oh, 23 minutes. Beautiful. Right, that'll cover where we're going with that. And again, I'm going to glue this one. I know it's 1.5 inches in. That's where I want it to go. So I'm going to start my 1.5 inches up here. Move my ruler out of the way. Going all the way along, and then I can trim the rest off. It's up to you. You can make this exactly the same size and pop it on. I'm a big one for just chucking her on and trimming it up. Now, I need 1.5 inches this side as well for where I'm going to finish. About there. My glue is oozing. Right. Just check none of that glue's dried while I've been waffling. This one can go on at that point. We know it was nice and even up the top. So it should match that bit of glue down there. Like that. Hang on to it, Kylie. Don't let it get away. down my side, same down that. That's even at the top. Beautiful. That's sitting in there. We can trim this guy up. Had a little bit of a glue ooze there. Knife, scissors, trimmer, whatever floats your boat. It's up to you. And that little bit down there. Like so. Right. That bit can be inked. Do love these big garden books. They're just, I love coming across them. I'm just such a sucker for them whenever I do come across them. Right, so that's our outside. That's our backside. Let's do the inside. So I'm just going to sit this guy aside for a while. And we're going to go to this one first. Now, I want this one, I'll pull it back out again. I want this one, I don't want it as a top flap. I don't think. I'm thinking I actually want it like that as well. Means that I can put another little pocket down here if I like, okay? But as you can see, I want it in a little bit so it's not right in that seam, I keep saying seam today, so that it's not right in the fold where it's going to bulk it right out. I want it back a little bit. But you can see that this is too long. So we're going to make it a little bit shorter. Very carefully, and I'm hoping this works because I just thought of it as I was getting my papers out and I went, oh, that's too long for what I want. Just peel this back. There we go. Okay, we're going to make this the length we want. So here's this one. We want it to finish round about here, don't we? Yes. So what we're going to do is I'm just going to get my scissors. That's our dog barking. Front window. And obviously somebody's walking their dog past the window. I'm literally going to just chop that down there. We've come in, let's have a look. We have come down. That's my son going to rescue the dog and rescue my video. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 eighths of an inch. So we'll do the same on this side. By all means, you can make your own. But if you've got them there, just readjust them. 2, 3, 4, 5 eighths of an inch, which is here. So we're going to do the same on the other side. All right. I just fold this back over like that because I'm actually going to just trim that section off. I'm going to make sure that we're nice and straight before we chop anything, because it's not looking like it. Where is there a line? Here's a line, here's a line. Up on that line. Sitting there, not quite. So this one could come down just a little. Oh, it is there. There we go. Yep, there we go. Just going to give that a crease. I'm going to chop that bit off. Just with your scissors. Doesn't have to be neat because remember, we're going to cover it over with the flap. This bit's going to fold up like that. Okay, so now what we've got, I'm actually going to chop that bit off too because I've got another flap there now, haven't I? And I'm going to trim those ones in like that because I'm covering it anyway. That in like that. So I wouldn't even really need to cover that because I've made it shorter and it's still acceptable looking. But what I've got now is the right size. So I need to glue this bit down Easy as that. You know, we quite often come across things that might not be the right size or whatever else. Just readjust them. Everything is so easy to readjust. It is paper, you know. Right, so this is now the size that we're going for. Better get rid of the top part of that glue. Putting that away. Now I want to cover it. And I put them here. Right. I like these. I really like these. And now that I've made that smaller, it might actually fit. So let's have a look at that bit. That will fit to have that on the back and that on the front. That works well. So this one, we're just going to glue straight on. I'm going to trim this up so it's nice and even. Like so. Just so I've got an even edge to go against the edge of this bit. And I'm going to even it up so that we're round about there, I'm thinking. Okay, and again, I'm just going to stick that on and then I'll trim around it. So, yeah, I know, back to the double-sided tape. I know. Can't teach an old dog new tricks, I reckon. This is my old tricks anyway. Because this is all we had back in the day, so well, it wasn't as fancy as this. They were really big whoppers. Just so that it's on there, because it's going to get a fair whack of use. Lifting up and all the rest. So there's that bit. I'll peel that off now. I'm thinking I should have shares in double-sided tape companies. But I'm very picky with my double-sided tape. Alright. A little bit of glue still on there as well. Like so. And we're going to pop this one on, making sure we're at the flap side so that it's up the right way, because the flap's going to the centre of the book. This bit I want up a little bit, and I'm just going to go straight against that. And down. Give it a push. Your double-sided tape's going to hold it, so it won't give you as much wiggle room unless you've put glue on the top of your tape once you've taken the backing off it. And then it'll still allow you to move it around. Right. Chop that bit off, remembering not to go onto the fold. Right, and I reckon that bit will do my other side. So let's have a look. On that side. You do realise I've got one eye closed and I'm squinting whilst doing that. I like that. This side, yes, that will fit. That will fit beautifully, actually. I'm not going to get all of it. I'm only going to go to there. Do I like that bit? Or do I like... I might go that way. I might go that way. This bit needs to be trimmed, and I think I'm going to put a hole, a thumb hole in it. But at this stage, we might go to the top of this section. So that I've still got that wording there. Just like so. All right. Lovely. Lovely, lovely. Right. Back with the tape. Oops, sorry. Noise, 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 I know. Now each envelope is going to be a different size, different shape, watch some of them. Some of them are easier to cover than others. If you're looking at those beautiful V'd envelopes, you're quite often looking at the V section in there as well. And there's a lot of mucking around when covering them. So just if you are covering an envelope completely, just watch what you're doing. And if you want to put in all that time, or be lazy like me. That's not a straight piece. I'm going to use my glue on that one. That's that. And that one. I'm going to use a little bit of that one. Just right up in the corner here. And yes, I know I'm going to cut out a thumb hole, but that's not for way up here, is it? All right, that's that one. That's that one. There's that one. Like so. Up along here. Should have inked that one, but my glue's going to dry now, so that's fine. Right, I've got very noisy neighbours today. Everybody's out because I think summer arrived today. So on. You can always leave your envelopes plain. You could just stamp them. You could put a couple of stickers on them. You know, lots of different things to do with your envelopes. I got that one. Holding that one. Again, you can fuss them up further. A little bit of lace would be nice. Of course, a little bit of lace, Kylie. Right. So that's that one. That's that one. And yes, I think this needs a thumb hole. But I think I might need to use a circular one. Are you going to fit in there? No. Oh. Nope. I need to go smaller. Maybe just that size. Just to give it a little bit of something. Like so. Right. My finger in there, open it out, and I can ink in there. It's all right, I just thought I had the back up the wrong way compared to the front. You know how you get those moments? Just moments. All right, put this one on here. We can attach this one to our book, for lack of a better word, book. Now, when I attach these, I'm going to put this up because I'm really thinking that I might like to have, maybe I'll go down there and put a pocket up here. This one's got a full one. I'm going to go down here. I can change my mind and do whatever I like. Right. So I don't want that much there. When I put these on, I always just use double-sided tape. And I literally just go across here. This size envelope is really only going to need probably one, whichever tape you've got. Because this is fairly close in here, I'm actually going to use two, only because I want to show you what we're going to do with our washi tape. And I've got a wide washi tape for this, so doesn't need to be a wide washi tape. You can have any size. Doesn't need to be a washi tape. It can just be a piece of book page or patterned, a digital or patterned paper, anything like that that you want to use. Now, what I'm going to do is trim across there. I'm going in here. Now, I've got some music washi. Don't ask me where I got it from. I don't know, but the best thing about it is that it's got a backing on it. So it gives me, you know, I can sit there and measure and work out where I'm going and all the rest and cut it to actual size. I love it. So what I can do, no, that's way too long, Kylie. Way too long. Let's have a look. I want that to sit just in there. You can see it's got a little bit of a kink, so we're still just a tad bit too long. We don't need to take much off now. I need to take off the gunk that we've got sitting there. All right. This is going to go this way. Which way is my music going? My music's going... Yeah, that's right, isn't it? Is that how music goes? Oh, look at this bit. Yep, that's how music goes. Right, so this is going to slide in here like so. And it'll attach on there. So, I'm going to get the end off. I can't do it with fingernails. I have to do it with my knife. There it is. So different with the blade. All right. So now it's just like washi tape. Sorry, did I even take that away from you? Like so. Give it a good push down. Give it a fold over. Normally when I put envelopes in, they're wedged between two pieces of paper or cardstock or whatever else, so that they're in that seam. When I'm doing it this way and I need them further out, I don't want to show all of that. So this is going to go here, and we've decided he's going down this side. I like it about there. Like so. And like so. Give that a good push. When we open, we've got our washi tape in there. Okay, so it's covering just that edge bit. Look, you can still see it by all means, but not as much. It's not as glaring anymore. That's that one. So a larger one, I reckon that took our time up. Yep. A larger one's done on the same scale. I've got to move those out of the way. This is my inside. This I want for my outside. Now with this one, this is one of these sorts of ones. I don't want this bit in here. So what I always do is I just put my ruler against it, where the fold is. And peel that off. So that now I've got a larger opening. This is going on to this side, and I love this picture. I'm thinking it's going to need to go about there, which will give me bits and bits. Bits and bits. I'm going to stick around this one, and then I can just stick it on, and we'll go from there. I don't need to ink anything prior to putting it on. Again, I'll just use my double-sided tape, and then I'll use my glue stick on the inside, which gives me a bit of wiggle room. All right. And with this amount of double-sided tape, it's not going anywhere. All right. Peeling that off first. Peel it off before you put your glue stick on. Apart from the fact that you're handling it everywhere, it'll mean that your glue stick will dry while you're taking off all your backings. So take your backing off first and then put your glue stick on. Now this one is going up and down, so portrait style in our little Happy Mail mailer, I suppose, would be the best way to put it. So it's going this way. This is my fold. It's on the right-hand side. So we need to go this way, okay? And I'm just going to pop that up center, about on the edge with that. There, like that. And go down. And then we'll trim it and see what we've got. It's always a surprise when you do that anyway, I think. And then you can find out exactly what you've got at the end. All right. Yep, and I've just picked up the scissors again. So really, I think my I will actually have this done. May not be filled, but yes, all right. So I prepped a little bit beforehand and worked out what I wanted. Because let's face it, that's what takes us usually the longest. It's working out exactly what we want, what our supplies are, what supplies we're going to use, you know, all of that. Oh, look at that. We didn't cut any of that. That's our front. Fold it over. You can see I'm rough and ready with my inking. No gentle inking here. This side, we just really want this bit. So I've got, again, nice white one. Now, I'm thinking I might actually just go down there. I could trim this bit in. It doesn't matter that I've got that section up there because it's all fairly white anyway. A little bit of purple's probably not, no, it's not going to worry because when this one opens, I've got purple and purple. So I'm happy with that. Oh, I'm about to make a purple book. I know, right? I know. Purple journal. I found today a Reader's Digest that was purple. Prettiest purple. And the cover's in really good nick. So my plan is to just leave the cover as is. Put, you know, something still on the front, but not have to cover the whole cover. You know what I mean? And yeah, I'm going to do a purple journal. I'm sure I've got heaps and heaps of purple stuff around. I don't use it these days very often. But just going through all of this, when I was prepping for this, I kept coming across all these purple flowers. Anyway, that's going that way. That's going to go that way. And that way. So I can go up to about there. And I can trim around this, can't I? Right. About up to there, wasn't it? Put that one away. Is what I want to do, making sure we're up the right way. Sit this one on here. Sitting that down there. And I'm just going to use my pencil to work out whereabouts that is, vaguely. It's about here. Making sure that's nice and straight. Up there. Was that correct? Yes, that one is correct. And there is our point for that one, which is going to go up here. And down here, our point's just there, which is going to go up there. So, this time I'm going to use my blade. You don't have to go to this much trouble with it if you don't want. This is, again, just a me thing. I'm just going to go straight to that one, And I'm going to trim on that line, which is kind of right. But it's what ink will cover up, isn't it? Really. So this is what I've got now. Beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful. So I'm going to ink the inside of this now. like so. And I'm going to ink the edges of those and the edges of this one and the edges of my fingers. Right, so now we can take this off. Gone straight over that. Oh, I know. I'm good. I'll tell you. What I want, that should just pull out. There it is. And it should pull out of this side too. There it is. Right. And now we're sorted. And my glue stick again. Just all of those. And what I'm going to do is my other glue. I know. All right. That little bit. And that little bit. Because I've got double-sided tape up the edges. So we're going straight down here. Down here. Down there. I'll trim that bit off the bottom. There's my other one. We can glue this guy in now. First of all, we're going to pop our washi tape on. We're going to use our double-sided tape across here, same as before. Straight down there. Let's do our 2 rows again, just because. Trim off to where our tape goes. All right. Give them a really good push. You'll see I've picked up the big scissors to the little scissors to, yeah, you know. They've all got their own little use, but they are all paper. And then when I need them for fabric, they are all fabric. Right. So that's where that one is. Let's go our tape again. Could be any tape. This is going to there. Well, no, I used to be good with, these are the tapes that are for paper. These are my tapes that were for my fabric, but, you know, over the years, it's just, these are the scissors that I pick up. Now, I know that can be bad of me, but then I don't, the only sewing I do is for journals these days anyway, so. I do love this tape. Wish I knew where I got it from. There we go. That's going to go in there. Back with my blade. Peel that one off. How are we going? 50 something. 54. Woohoo. I need to lift that up a little bit to go right in the edge. And I want to go onto the edge of that one, or as close as I can. I probably need to go straight. It's a little bit of a crease. Tuck him in there. There, crease, what crease? Did you see crease? I didn't see crease. No crease here. All right, fold this down, give that a good crease. Fold off our double-sided tape backing. 1, 2, and we can add here, and here now too. And I'm thinking I want to go right onto there. Let's have a look and see where that side goes. Oh, no, that's right. I'd like to go right on there and there. That's about even. Give that a good push. Open it up. Look at that. They're easy. And you can fill them so much. And yes, I'm going to pop another pocket in here, I think, with this one. But I did grab all my little bits and then put the rest over there so that they weren't in my way. So I'll have to do that one later on. But, you know, let's just have a look. I've got some cards here. Look at these. Aren't these beautiful? Aren't these just gorgeous? So that's going to fill up that one, but they can go in there and you should see that. Yes, you will. How lovely. We want some tickets. Tickets can go in there. Tickets in that one. Tickets in this one. Let's get some papers. Now this one is smaller, so I'll have to watch which papers I grab with this time. I want some receipts. I'll get a postcard in this one. Let's have a look. Oh, I like that one. You're going to fit in that. Oh, yes. Like that. Like that one. And let's grab a different colour. Like that. Look at this. See how easy they are to fill up. Yes, you've got more room in larger ones, but I've got some of these here, and I've got some of these here. Let's have a look. Oh, these are a bit pretty, aren't they? These will work beautifully in it. I want some of these in my envelopes. Some of these, sit you in there. I want some of these ones in this one. That's that one. Some of these ladies. Oh, look, purple. See, I told you I've got lots of purple things. She will fit in there. We've got tickets here. One can go in there as well. We've got, what's that one? Oh, that's a different one again. Tuck you in there. And I've got so much stuff sitting around. Let's have a look. Oh, I like these. How easy is it to fill them? You know, we could just keep filling and filling and filling all the way through. And I have so many of these bits and pieces. Well, they might be all purple ones. Yep, they're going in the purple journal. So, no. What else do I have here? I've got some pretty butterfly ones. Like that. So, do you see what I mean? How easy are they to just fill? They are so great. Book page, envelopes, happy mail, or pop it in your journal with a book band, with a belly band. See, that will slide into there. I've got a belly band going across there. I can slide that in. You slide it out and it's got all your extra little bits to go and tuck into your journal. Hope you've liked this one. I'm thoroughly enjoying this one, and I might make quite a few of them. Different sizes, different bits and pieces, and all the rest. Welcome to my mess. I will clean up. I'll be back in a couple of days to show you my lovely haul that I got today. If you do like this one, please give me a like. Thumbs up is great. Comment if you want. I promise I do get back to them. Subscribe if you haven't already subscribed. Thank you all so very much. Till next time, happy creating. Bye.